So this week we're going to start to look at the Neo-Freudian perspectives a little more in depth, and Neo being new Freud. So they're looking at these critiques here of the Freudian perspective and trying to make his ideas better. So it's important to recognize what were the Freudian critiques to start with, and we started to see those in Adler and Jung's theories. They were trying to use some of those critiques to make things better. But you're seeing that happening even at a larger level as we're moving through these theories both chronologically, so through time, but also as you're seeing them change the perspective. So one of the biggest critiques of Freud is that he was too focused on sex in his theory. You can see with the id and the pleasure principle, the focus on sexuality. And we look at the stages of personality development with Freud as well. Again, we're seeing that sexuality focus, whether it's the Oedipus complex or the genital stage or any aspect of that. It's all focused on sexuality. Another big critique is Freud's limited sample size. He worked with a lot of middle-aged, wealthy women. Which was where he developed a lot of his theory. So that's a very limited group to look at to be able to generalize to all humanity. It's also very difficult or sometimes impossible to research his ideas. How do we study these concepts and test them to see if they're real? And then also that lifespan matters. And again, you're starting to see that a little bit in the earlier theories. You're seeing that more and more here, that Freud was very much focused on childhood, and that once that personality is developed in childhood, it's very difficult to change. These new theorists are starting to look more at how factors beyond childhood impact the development of personality and how development may change later in life. The four theorists that we're going to look at this week are Klein, who had the object relations theory, Horney, who had the psychoanalytic social theory, Fromm, who had humanistic psychoanalysis, and Erikson, who had psychosocial development. And what you'll see is pieces of the Freudian ideas in all four of these theorists, but they're also kind of creating their own theories and creating their own ideas, shifting away more and more from Freud. As we move forward in this course, you'll actually start to see some of these concepts from these theories, again, being applied to other theorists as well. So they're all impacting each other. They're not working in a silo here where they're just doing their thing and nothing else is happening. Rather, they're being influenced by the past, and they're influencing the future. So it's important to be able to integrate these ideas and see how they're all combining together. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask.